Alright, so we're looking here at this Yamaha 80. If you've watched videos before, I've shown it to you. I've talked about it needing some work. This Yamaha Raptor 80, I got it, needs rings or maybe a piston. I haven't taken the top end off. The previous owner said that the transmission seemed like some of the gears were starting to mess up. So I'm actually going to take this motor out. This video is of me removing the motor. Hopefully it comes out. And I'll explain what I've already done in just a second. This motor is going to come out. I've got a Badger 80, which is the exact same motor, and I'll show you those in just a second. Well, actually, when I get both motors out, I'll make a video of the comparison of the two of them, so you can see. But this motor's coming out, the Badger motor's going in, and then the Grizzly, which is on the other side here. The Grizzly has a good bottom end but doesn't have a top end. So my plan is to pull this motor, put the running good Badger motor in the Raptor, and then I'm going to take this top end off, find out if it's the piston or the rings, or I might just buy the whole kit. On eBay you can get, I think it's a kit where you get the actual cylinder, the piston, the rings, all the gaskets, even I think, was it carburetor? No, it wasn't a carburetor, but it was all the cylinder and the piston, all that stuff for like 130 bucks. You get the whole thing. So if, depending on what the issue is, if it's just rings, I'll just buy the rings, but if it has any damage, I'll probably just go ahead and buy the whole kit. But so my plan is to take the top end off of this, match it with the Grizzly bottom end, and get that one running, and then pull this, when this motor's out, I'm going to put the Badger motor in, and then have this one running here. I've got other parts for it I'm going to swap out, but I want to get the motor in first, clean it all up. As you can see, it's got dirt. I mean, it's covered in dirt. I'm not going into the motor right now, so I'm actually going to just switching it over, so I'm going to wash it after I get it all back together and everything, and maybe see about touching up the frame some and where there's rust, trying to clean it up. But like I said a minute ago, I've got over there, I've got 2 new tires basically from another Badger that I have, exact same things, and so I'm going to swap out some stuff to make a couple good ones. From what I have found and from looking at them, they used pretty much a lot of the same stuff for the Yamaha Raptor, the Badger, the Grizzly. They changed the plastics, but the motors appear to be the same. The wheels are the same. The frame appears to be the same. So anyway, so that's my plan. So let's go ahead and talk about what I've done so far. And what I've done for the most part is I've loosened up stuff so that it won't take me that long to do this for the video. First thing I did was loosen up the foot peg. I figured I might just want to get that out of the way. Might not have needed to, but I did it anyway. It has 2 main bolts here. They are 17 millimeter. I've already loosened them up, so they should just pop right on out. Alright, and then at the end, I'll go ahead and put these back in so I don't lose them. At the end of the foot peg was a 12 millimeter bolt here that went into this bracket. So I'd already done that one. So I got the foot peg out of the way. Next thing I did was unplug my wires. I've got these wires are coming out from underneath this cover behind the flywheel, with the stator, and unplug those. So those are out of my way. I can tell when I get to it, I'll probably have to undo the starter, but I'll pull the motor out and do that as I'm pulling it out. The carburetor on this one's already off, so I don't have to unhook that boot or anything. From what I can see, there are 2 motor mounts. There's one here on the bottom. I've already loosened that one up. I'll go ahead and take that nut off. It was a 12 millimeter on this side, and I believe 12 on the 12 wrench fit on the other side. Sometimes the other side's a little bit bigger. I got that one there, and then you got another motor mount up here on the top. Same thing, 12 millimeter. Pull that one out. So right now, both motor mounts, from what I can see, I think that's it. They've got the nut off. I just got to drive those pins out, and the motor should come free, except for here at the boot. Phillips head came in from underneath. There's a clamp holding the boot on. If you look at this other boot from the Badger, it's got a rubber boot back there. It was one of these clips is what I loosened up, but it was the one that goes on this end. So I've already loosened that up, so hopefully once I get these two motor mounts out, I can pull the motor forward out of the boot, and then I can work the motor out. Let's see what... Oh, another thing. On the other side, and you might not be able to see it, the exhaust, I needed to disconnect the exhaust. There was two 10-inch or 10mm nuts on the studs there. I took those off. Then I came around here to the back, and there were two bolts. These were 12mm bolts holding the exhaust on. I popped those off, and then the exhaust came loose. One thing I've started doing is I do a lot. I've got these tub tops. You know, my wife buys tubs to put stuff in, and she buys a bunch of them all the time because she's always got stuff she wants to store up in the attic. Well, a lot of times the tops end up, we have extra tops and we don't know which tubs they go to and all that kind of stuff, and or tubs get thrown away or gone somewhere. So I've got a bunch of tops that I put underneath the bike. That way when nuts and stuff fall, or if oil starts leaking, it doesn't get all over my floor. If you go back to some of my older videos, my garage floor at my house, the floor had stains all over from, you know, oil leaking all over the place during different adventures. But all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drive these out. Usually I just take a Phillips head and a mallet. Just put it on the end. Make sure you don't mess up the threads. So right on the end. Just gonna drop it through, and you see the motor drop down. And try to get it through enough. Let's see if I can pull it out. Almost. Alright, so I think the motor might. There we go. Alright, so that one came out. Go ahead and put the nut on the end. Alright, so the top motor mounts out. So the bottom one might be a little bit more difficult since it's just two and it's more weight on it. We'll have to see. So same thing. Got the bolt going through. I'm just going to put this right on the end and tap it so it comes on out. Don't want to mess up the threads or anything. Alright, I'm going to lift the motor up just a little bit from the front, get my screwdriver out. I'm going to do the same thing. Come on. I don't know if I can reach that one from over here. I might just have to drive it. There it is. That was kind of hard to get to. I might have to go from underneath. There we go. Alright, so I'm lifting up on the motor and trying to... Alright, there we go. Pull the bolt out from the other side. Which I got it. Put the nut on the end of that. Now, I'm hoping this thing will just... We got the little vent hose for the top of the motor right here. Just undid that. I probably should go ahead and undo the starter. Alright, let's see. Oh, alright, so the starter does not come undone from this side. Alright, so right here. It's probably an 8mm wrench. While I'm undoing this 8mm wrench for the starter up to the solenoid, I'll go ahead and tell you, since hopefully some of you might have some interest. I've started another channel. The name of the channel is Burnt Piston Racing. So it's burnt with a T. So B-U-R-N-T space piston space racing. And it's going to be a channel mainly dedicated to just only racing, obviously, Burnt Piston Racing. The channel's already up. It's got about 132 videos that I uploaded the last couple of days. I know it's a lot of videos. Actually, it's probably a little bit more. It's about 170. About 170 videos, and those videos are just from some drag racing, a drag racing event I went to this weekend. It was ATVs. It was one dirt bike and one UTV side by side, but pretty much it was all four-wheelers. So if you have any interest in racing or watching racing on YouTube, check out the channel, subscribe. That way you can get more, I guess, notifications when more videos get put up. I guess it's the ground on the other side. I can't tell what size that is. It's like an Allen wrench. There's a bunch of videos. I've spent the last couple of days uploading them. That amount of videos takes a while. Actually, crazy story is I bought it's an Allen wrench. I'll tell you what size in just a second. I bought a new camera, mainly for the racing, so I could zoom. Oh, it's tight. Oh, what size is this? You know what? I might just get that when the motor comes out. Alright, I'll get it in a second. Kind of hard to get to. Alright, so getting ready to pull it out. I spent the last couple of days uploading the videos, and now I'm going back. They're all live, but they're all named kind of weird. If you go to the channel, you can actually get to them. Some of them have actually been named, but the other ones just have the numbers from my camera, the way the camera labeled them, or the computer. So I'm going back now. Tonight I'm going to work on labeling them, so you can find the titles. But there was a bunch of Banshees, there was a bunch of Raptors, there was, you know, a lot of little four-wheelers, you know, all kinds of stuff. TRX, Hondas, and LTZs, and all kinds of stuff. So it was pretty neat. But they're all on there. And my plan is this Friday, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, but the same places having truck races, drag racing. There's also some flat track racing this Saturday, which I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to, but I'm going to try. But I'm planning on getting maybe some mower racing. If I can get to the go-kart races, that would be good as well. So those are my plans for that channel. So if you get a chance, go check it out. Burnt Piston Racing. It should be pretty neat. And like I said, it's mainly going to be racing videos. So I didn't want to put them all on this channel because, I mean, I'd fill up everybody's notifications with all those videos, 170 videos added in one weekend. Alright, I've almost got it out. Alright, so I'm popping the rubber boot off. Alright, so the motor came free. I'm going to pull it out, and then I got to get that cord off. Alright. I guess it's the ground going to the starter. Like I said, it's this one. That's like a 3/16. Why do I have these? Metrics, pretty much. Let's see if this, maybe it was the wrong size. Alright, so this is a 5mm. I'll see if I can. I might not be able to break it loose. It was kind of tough with that other one. Might have to get out my wrench. Yeah, let me try something a little bit different. Hopefully I've got this size. Alright, here's a 5mm. Alright. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to clean that boot up and get all the dirt off of it, make sure there's nothing down in that shaft. I got a vacuum, I'll run down in there and get this out of the way. And then I might get this off the table and get the Badger up here and get that motor out. Get ready to swap them. Alright, so the ground is done. Put that bolt back, and I gotta remember to hook that ground back up. Alright. There we go. I'm just gonna set this sucker right over here. Alright. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's just mainly dirt here on the edge. Yeah, this thing is dirty, so I'll be getting it cleaned. But yep, that was my removal of this Raptor engine. I have never taken a motor out of a Raptor before, but pretty much like everything else, just gotta figure out what you're doing and work your way through it. But yeah, thanks for watching this removal, and I'll get some more videos of comparing the motors. I might make a video of taking a Badger engine out, just for those that maybe type in Badger on YouTube and not type in Raptor. But thanks for watching. If you get a chance, check out Burnt Piston Racing. Subscribe at least. You never know, might be some videos in there you want to see. It's all kinds of stuff. The racing from this past weekend, I guess they call it bracket racing, or I don't know if it's actually called handicap racing, but it's more, there's some heads up racing where, you know, it's first to the line wins, but for the most part, it's dealing with your times and your reaction time and trying to stay more consistent. So it's a little bit different. Some of the slower stuff gets a head start so that they get to the finish line around the same time as the other. But it's pretty neat. It's a neat place we went to called Newtown Dragway. Really cool place. But thanks for watching. Check out the other site, Burnt Piston Racing. Comment, subscribe to this is the first time you've seen any of my videos. And have a great one. Like I said, Badger video probably come up next, and I'll compare these two motors and then get the motor back in. Hopefully have this thing running soon. Thanks. Have a good one.